In this video, we're going to discuss neural network initialization. In particular, we'll talk about the problems with initialization, and we'll talk about different initialization methods in PyTorch. We'll talk about the default method, the Xavier method, and the he method. Unlike the other methods we just discussed, the total loss or cost function for a neural network has a problem of local minimums. And let's explain that with an example. So let's say we randomly initialize our parameter at this location, and then we perform gradient descent. We'll reach a minimum. But let's say we initialize our parameters and we start off in this location. When we perform gradient descent, we'll get stuck in this little valley, and as you can see, the minimum for this point is a lot greater than the minimum for that point, and this is called a local minimum. So we have to be very careful when we initialize our network. Neural networks are randomly initialized, and in this case, we randomly select a value between -1 and 1 for our parameter. So for example, we might select a value of -1, but we're equally likely to select a value of near 0 or a value of 1. So we have to discuss how to pick a range from our uniform distribution, from -1 to 1, and this is called the variance. And we're only going to discuss the problem when our variance is too large. There's also the problem when our variance gets too small, but there's a little more background to that problem. So here we have two networks, and as you can see, this one has +1 and this one has -1. And we'll use these values of Z3, and we'll look at the derivative of our activation function. Now, as you can see, the input with the red value seems to be suffering from the vanishing gradient problem, i.e. the values derivative of our activations are relatively small. And let's see how the shape of the neural network will affect this problem. Usually this is explained using the variance of our distribution. If you're not familiar with the variance, don't worry about it. So we're just going to assume that all of the values for our parameters are sampled from the maximum value of the distribution, in this case 1. So let's see how the shape of our network affects it. Let's assume that our activations are all 0.5 and all our parameter values are 1. So we plug in the values for our activations, and we're going to look at the worst case when all our parameter values are 1. We do the math, and the input to our activation function is 1, and we can plot that out, and we see that these values aren't too bad. So let's see what happens when we have more neurons. So again, we'll assume that all our activations equal 0.5, and again we'll assume the worst case where all our parameter values are 1. And let's look at the derivative of our activation with respect to Z4. Now, as you can see, the values aren't too bad, but we're getting close to the region where the gradient is approaching 0. So the problem is if we have an arbitrarily large number of inputs to our neuron, so in this case we have Li, Z4 will be big, and this point in blue will definitely suffer from that vanishing gradient problem. So how to fix the problem? The way is to scale the range of the uniform distribution proportional to the number of inputs of the neuron. This neuron has two parameters. As a result, the values from W1 and W2 are selected from this distribution, ranging from -1/2 to 1/2. Again, this is quantified using the variance. Let's say, so in the worst case, all our parameter values will equal 0.5. And if we had the worst case where A equals 1, the value to our activation would equal 1. So same thing, if we have 4 inputs, we simply vary distribution from -1/4 to 1/4. And in the worst case, the input to our activation will be 1. So let's see how PyTorch initializes it. They use a similar method, and they just square it, and there's a reason why they do that, but the intuition is kind of the same. Now, for the tanh function, we can use Xavier initialization, and basically the neuron, they vary the variance of the neuron based on the number of inputs and number of outputs. And in PyTorch, it's pretty easy. When you initialize your linear object from the module init, you call the function Xavier.uniform, is the data attributes for the linear.weight. And here are results using the MIS dataset. And there's also the he initialization. The process is pretty similar. You initialize your linear object, and then from the module init, use the following function, and your input is the data attribute's weight from your linear object. And for this case, you have to set the type of activation function. We're going to do the reload activation, and that's pretty much it. So let's check out the results. As you can see, this method performed better on the validation accuracy as well. And that's it.